What's up, BiggerPockets? Alex Fleece here. I'm going to introduce you today to a friend of mine and a fellow investor here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We're going to go through a BRRRR property and we're going to tell you his whole story, how we got started in real estate, and how it can relate to you. So this story is actually kind of interesting because Dan and I met through my contractor actually, but he met my contractor when he heard my podcast, episode 301 on BiggerPockets, universally acclaimed to be their best ever podcast produced. I don't know if you know that, but that is the best one. I'm not sure if they know it, but it's actually true. So today we're gonna go through, we're gonna meet Dan and we're gonna go through this property. We're gonna talk to you about the details and his strategy and how he implemented it, and you know, the story about how he solved this money problem, how he used real estate to fund his future. And we're gonna meet him right now.
Hey there, BiggerPockets community. I'm Dan Weidman. I'm an active duty military for 14 years. I've been real estate investing through BRRRR techniques for about 2.5 here in Fayetteville. Got a wife and 3 kids, and I'm looking forward to show you my next BRRRR investment. I started to real estate invest because we were looking to do some generational wealth building. When I grew up, my family was kind of poor. Both my parents were teachers. They had, you know, my mom was on WIC for the first couple of years that we were kids, and I didn't want my kids to have to go through something like that. So when I listened to one of the BiggerPockets podcasts, I think Brandon Turner had said that he was using real estate investments and was going to do a triplex for, I think, for his daughter. So my wife and I came up with an idea: how do we continue a trend like that? How do we move forward with that kind of investing? And the idea was real estate investing and utilizing like one house per kid would be their college fund in addition to any kind of savings we could have. How I found the BiggerPockets community first was I was deployed to Afghanistan, and my wife and I had talked about doing some kind of investing strategy before I deployed and started to research rental properties, and eventually the BiggerPockets podcast and the website came up through a Google search. So what do you have to do in Afghanistan besides, you know, go outside the fence or work out? I just happened to listen to every single BiggerPockets podcast when I was at the gym. You know, one all the way through about 270 at the time when I got back. After I redeployed back home, I came to Fort Bragg. I was working out at the gym again, listening to BiggerPockets like usual, and Alex Fleece's podcast, I think it was number 301, came up. He discussed a lot about some great contractors he was working with and the delayed financing technique. I wrote those down promptly. We were able to implement his strategy along with the BRRRR strategy into essentially buying 3 houses within 6 months from listening to that podcast. Today we're going to take a look at this recent BRRRR investment property. It's similar to the other ones that I've done in the past, and why don't you come check it out with me. Come on in. Let me show you the living room for our rehab portion. We do most of the same rehab protocol that we have with the other BRRRR properties. I like the BRRRR strategy because it allows us to rewash the same money investment after you do the rehab and the refinance and then the repeat. The repeat is great because I'm taking the same investment that I had from the first property and plugging it into the next one. And then so rinse, repeat, keep going, and it's going to build up the generational wealth that we talked about. I didn't have trouble finding a contractor for the rehab portion because, thank you to the BiggerPockets community, I met my realtor through the BP community, through the chat session. He introduced me to my general contractor / property manager here, and he's done a fantastic job. Real estate investing is a team sport. You can't get it done without having a great set of team members that work with you. Trust, confidence, relationships, and people, that's where it's all at. I think that the challenges that people are faced with is inaction. That's probably one of the tougher things they get through. When they don't have proper focus on something, they're not asking themselves the right questions. And if you keep asking yourself the right questions, you're going to find the right answer. Don't ask terrible questions, but ask the right thing. So how do I get this done the best way? Not why does this always happen to me? Before any of this or working through the BiggerPockets community, I really had no knowledge whatsoever of rehab. I learned that through my general contractor, who I met through BiggerPockets. It's been a great learning experience that we've been able to develop, and so I can understand how the construction and rehab process works. So the house looks great. I trusted in my relationship with my GC, my general contractor. He's got a lot of experience in the rehab world. So he said, hey, we need LVP for floors, we need a blue accent wall, we need stainless steel appliances, and that will get people good flips or good rents. So trusting his experience made that process a lot easier. I think as far as challenges that went with the refinance aspect, I probably could have known the numbers a little bit better. It was my first real cash out refinance. Doing a conventional loan, the interest rate was a little bit higher than what I anticipated. One of the better strategies that we have now implemented has been to talk to a lender ahead of time before purchasing so that they understand what kind of asset you're looking at investing in. He can give you some good tips and tricks for what kind of potential loan products you can get. And it works really great because you can usually find a better rate if he is implemented into your acquisition process earlier rather than later to help you get your cash out refi and repeat. Real estate investing for me has been somewhat easy. There have been challenges associated with it, but luckily through working with a network of good people through the BiggerPockets community, I was able to meet great folks who turned their experiences and turned decades into a couple of days and able to implement their techniques and style into a good systemized process that has started me to help realize my financial goals. For my first deal, I utilized the TSP loan, Thrift Savings Plan loan, which is essentially a 401k retirement program for military and government civilians. Not everybody has $50K. In order to start fulfilling your investment dreams, you should start early, start investing early, start your own 401k, and get the ball rolling. You got to start soon, otherwise you'll never make it happen. If I'm a beginner looking to get started, I would reach out on the BiggerPockets network and try to find people in your local area. Maybe REIAs are good, REIA meetings, just searching some of the forums. And don't be afraid just to reach out and talk to somebody. Maybe send them a message saying, hey, my name's Dan, I'm looking to invest in Fayetteville. That's how I met my realtor here who got me turned on to BRRRR investing in Fayetteville. Just don't be afraid to communicate. That's actually one of the biggest challenges in life, is talking to others and working with them. Getting your spouse or significant other on board is crucial, it's important. You have to work together. It was me coming up with the idea, it was just a idea, a thought back in 2018. And just through data and research, reading the books, and just being open and communicating our goals to each other, we came to the same conclusion as a team to want to do real estate investing. My name's Dan Weidman, and I believe real estate investing is a team sport. Now go build your team. What should I do with my hands?